Hello, welcome to Matti Makes. I'm Crystal, and today we're going to use these things to make a basket. Now, what I have here is some super chunky yarn. You can use whatever yarn you want or multiple strands of yarn. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure you use a hook that goes with the yarn you're using, that you get a nice tight stitch. And this are very abused wires for charging an iPhone. And it doesn't really matter what you use. It could be Milner's wire, another wire, as long as it's strong. It could even be the plastic strapping off of lumber or boxes. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna crochet over this medium to give our basket structure. Now, let me show you what we're talking about here. We're gonna make some baskets. Wow, that doesn't help. Baskets, there we go. Now this one is in Milner's wire, and it was shoved in a box, which is why it's not really going to stand up real nice. But it flares out at the top. So we made increasing stitches to flare it out of the top and rounded the bottom. Well, for this, we're not gonna go that advanced. We're gonna do a straight up type of basket. So something more in the lines of this one. So it's really strong this way. The bottom's a little floppy, but you always set it on a hard surface, so it doesn't really matter. And we're just gonna have this basket. Now we're going to use the perfect circle crochet pattern here, which if you go to my little drawstring bag tutorial, I will link that in the description below. It shows you how to make the perfect circle bottom, because I'm only gonna go over it really quick here. And then I'll show you how to build up the sides and pretty much sew over the wire. That's what we're learning here. 15mm crochet hook. It's going to be our hardest round is this first one here. So let's carry it on now, doing 1 and 2. It is a great one to use up all that yarn that you're like, why do I have this? Or it doesn't go with anything else, or you have just little bits left. It's a great stash buster as far as that's concerned. Getting rid of those weird things. A friend dropped this off at my house because she didn't have any use for it. I'm like, yay, yeah, we'll make a basket, because what else am I gonna do with only 2? Can't make a blanket. Maybe a pillow. Not for you, cat. I'm gonna do another row, maybe 2, and then we'll start going up. There we go. So next row here, there's 4 in it, so we're going to 1, 2, 1 time. A little bit bigger, but that's absolutely huge for 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. All right, this is an odd row. And like I said, using whatever your materials are, make it as big as you want it. So there's 5 stitches per unit, so 6 sets of 5 stitches, whatever your starting number was. So mine was 6. Bigger than my hand. Ha ha ha, that's my measuring device. Make it as big as you want. Now we're going to start turning this and do the other way. So I'm going to slip stitch it just to smooth out the corner shape. I slip stitch. Yep. That's now our first stitch. We're only going to stitch in the back loops. You know that one. We'll start single crocheting in the back loops. We're also going to start introducing that wire. So this is the back of the work. I'm going to turn around and work up. but we're also going to introduce the wire, whatever wire you have. There are 2 of these. Option number 1, option number 2. I have these for cutting tin cans or aluminum cans to make my rose and lily jewelry. Should do a video on that one as well. But ooh, super cool. Cut that really quick. Slide this bit off. Figure out what we're gonna do with those later. The plastic and then the metal inside. I think we'll leave it all together. So use the natural way it curls up. And I'm gonna chain one. I think it's gonna look nicer. Lay this on top. I'm just going through the back loop. Lay that on top. I'm gonna pull up a loopy. So it's kind of nestling in and pull it through. Okay. It takes a few stitches to lock it in, and you can actually glue it in too. Pop some glue there. In fact, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get my E6000. Enter the tube, E6000. Okay. So we have it in here. Yeah, there's 2 reasons why I'm gonna use the E6000 on this wire in particular. Some other ones you can just bend back and hook it in. The Milner's wire, you can just hook it in. But with this, it's 3 layers, right? Instead of just 2. So we're gonna get that netting in there. We're just gonna shove that in there. There we go. Push. There we go. And hopefully this will keep it from flowing out. Well, I don't think that helped. But anyway, we'll stick it back in here. Just gonna give it a little squeeze. Some of it might come off on your fingers, but this stuff just like rubs away. It takes 5 minutes to set, and I believe 24 hours to completely cure. As long as we don't pull on it, we're fine. So let's get some leeway going. Set those aside. I normally work these in my lap, so it's kind of a different thing to work it on a table. Okay. Again, you see that second loop there. In. Pull through, round and up. Even with such the big hook, still pretty formidable stitches. Okay, we got this blue one. Up, through, around. Green one. Definitely getting the new yarn wrapping underneath and figuring out why there's crap. I don't know. So if you buy random yarn from places, it comes with random stuff in it. Or given random yarn. You're so correct, kitty. Next one, the purpley yellow. Pull through, up. Remove whatever this is from the back. The yellow. Remember, we're just working the back loops only, so the loops that are on the inside of the basket edge here. Because this is making our change of direction, which is pretty clear. So going from out from the bottom of the basket to going up. And we're not gonna do any weird shaping on this one. This is our first one. together so we can't do too weird of shape. Can we, kitten? No, we can't. This will be a little basket. You know, we're not near Easter, but it's kind of Easter colory. But that's okay. This looks like an Easter basket to me. So we'll say Easter basket a few more times and the search engine will definitely know to look for it. Fun things to do when you have weird stuff. A stringy material in which to crochet with, and a wire type material in which to go over. So any of your charger cables that died on you, right? Or like I said, Milner's wire, craft wire, if you're doing a smaller basket, floral wire. If you want to wash your baskets, maybe the plastic strapping off of lumber or boxes. I did a little one out of the plastic strips from grocery bags over the plastic strapping. And my dad goes and picks blackberries with that little basket, with a little plastic basket inside so he can swap them out. And it goes over his neck and hangs, and he can pick blackberries with both hands and not have to worry about holding the container. And then when it's full, he just transfers out that little plastic basket to another one. I totally dropped my stitches. There we are. Picked them back up. Found them again. Next one. We're working in a spiral. You can work in rows. You can go up and work in rows. Totally up to yourself. This is a spiral basket. I like working in spirals. And this is just hanging loose. We're not pulling on it or anything. If you wanted to tighten your basket in, you can pull on it. I'm trying to straighten it out a little bit, so I'm trying to get a little extra wire going through. There you go, so it's not pulling in. If you want yours to pull in, just pull it tight. It's kind of a choose your own adventure thing when you start crocheting your own baskets. Yep, not woven, crocheted. Let's keep going. Last one in the row. So before you step up a row, make sure this foundation row is how you want it. So flatten out your bottom, pull up your sides so they're all nice and tight, and see if you need to put a little extra in there. So you pull, or you pull on this. So you pull out on the basket walls to put extra wire in your walls, or you pull on this to make sure you hold the end when you do so, to tighten your walls in. Maybe they're flaring out. It depends on how tight you crochet, what materials you're using. Oh my gosh, so many factors. And that was the last one of the back loop onlys. That was my chain up one, so we don't want to do anything with that. We want to go in here. Maybe we'll make this, I think this will become number one. That'll be better. And we're going through both loops now, and then the wire's resting on top of both those loops. That top. Because, there you go. So this becomes number one. It's the first time we started using both loops. We're pulling underneath and around. Underneath and around. Well, I'm going to keep going. And I'll get back with you when I reach the end. And then we'll splice them together and we'll have some fun with that. Did a couple more rounds. We're at the end. I keep stretching it a little bit to make sure it stays on top of each other. It doesn't dome in because I'm not doing any decreasing stitches. So just taking it straight. I am running out of wire, so I need to add a new one. So get this one ready. Really like this. Okay. Pull that off. We are going to splice this. Put glue on each end and we're just pushing them together. This clamp with anything will probably hold the clamp or glue directly to the clamp, so that's not good. Make sure we screw that back on nice and tight. I laid this down. It'll dry a little bit as I go. Let's do a couple more crochets, see how well this holds up. Stay together, man. There you go. You really want to do it right, let it dry for 24 hours. I'm not gonna let it dry 24 hours. Actually, I would like it if it adhered to the basket a wee bit. So that's what we're gonna do. Probably put a little bit more glue on there. They know what they want to do. They just don't know how to do it yet. So there's that one. Let's put in a wee bit more glue. Make sure we're where we want it. Smushed it right into the yarn there. It just rubs right off your fingers, which is nice. Squish. Okay. Careful as you pull this other one up and around. Don't want any tension on this one yet, not until we get a few stitches in there and lock it into place. I am using my fingers and squishing the yarn into the glue. Just push a little bit, pushes them together. Now it looks pretty good. You can see it, the wire between the stitches just a little bit, but it looks like a shadow. See, it just looks like a shadow. If that does bug you, just paint your wire, wrap it in something else. Use Milner's wire because it's wrapped in white. I believe you can dye it. I haven't tried it yet, but I thought you could. Anyway, or wrap it in something else. Take some bias binding and wrap it up. Okay. continue working, and I'll join you when I run out of wire and we're doing the handles. Just completed another round, and there's only a few inches left here. So I was just going to show you how to do this, and then we're gonna pop on handles. See, wherever this ends, we'll finish the round, and then the next round will be handles. Great. So this will be a nice little basket, but a deep basket. So this is just fun every single time. Oh yeah. Yeah, love them. They're great. It's really good that you can take them apart and sharpen them if you want to. Love tools that you can just keep using. We are going to put a little E6000 on this here, just to keep everything together. And then we'll adhere it into the yarn when we get there. Like I said, it takes about 5 minutes to dry and 24 hours to completely cure. We'll definitely get to it before that 5 minutes is up. And if I didn't say before, I'm working with a 15mm hook, but use whatever hook fits your project. Alrighty. This is just down here. So this is going to be the end of our structured part of our basket, and the top will be a little bit more on the floppy side, but on the next row. So we'll do the first handle and then we'll do the second handle. So we'll just finish this one out real quick. If you're using a longer wire, make it end where you want it to. So make it end at the beginning of the row, end the beginning of the row, whatever. Because you know, your end and your beginning are side by side. It's the end of that row. So kind of see how big you want to handle. I think 4 stitches should do it. So we're gonna break the basket up. I'll put markers in it so we can see what we're doing. You can see it. So I got these 2 clips, one's pink, one's red. Remember the orange one's the start of our row. So we go straight across for about here. And we need 4 stitches, so we'll start by skipping this one. And on this side, this one. So wherever your finger is, 2 on each side. This is where you start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crochet, crochet. Skip 4. Crochet, crochet. And then 1 more round and we're done. And sadly, there'll still be some yarn left, but you know, good enough. And then I'll show you how to end it as smoothly as we can here. All right, we're getting first handle here. Make it easier on us. Some of this loose here. Okay. There's our last stitch before our marker. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or however many stitches makes a good handhold. Skip 4. Off this big yarn, it's really easy. If you're using narrower stuff, take your time. Make sure you count, because if you get too many, if your stitches are imbalanced, your handle is going to be unbalanced. But you might want your top to flare and have more stitches. You can do that. With crochet, anything is possible. Okay, 1 before the next one. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Skip 4. Did I do that right? Okay. Tighten that up. Hopefully it's easier for you at home where you're not trying to crochet with a tripod in front of you. The things we do for good shots around here. All right. And just like that, we're back at the beginning. Now, you can leave your handles this way and finish off the basket, but they're pretty flimsy. They're not horrible. Looks pretty cute. I like it a little bit more formidable, so I will go around one more time. This point's still important, so we'll mark that back up. Traveling back around, put a single crochet in every single crochet. And then there's two ways you can do your handles. You can just do 4 single crochets into the big void, or you can single crochet into each crochet or each chain over the loop, right? And between the double bar and the loop. So there's the bar at the back and the loop. Just say between the bar and the loop. See, it makes it look really strong there. Okay. Hopefully you didn't make that chain too tight. It's really important to keep good tension on it, but not have it tight. You definitely don't want to have difficulties crocheting this. It's supposed to be a fun project. So, there you go, through the bar. And show you again on the other side. Now there's not going to be a pattern below this. If you want the pattern for the perfect circle, that is in the drawstring bag tutorial, which will be linked in the description below. Shove that little end back in there. But feel free to rewind, fast forward, do what you need to do. I'll try to do some bookmarks in here, so you can jump to the handles or jump to the wires and whatnot. Let's see what we can do there. Let's do this other one. All right, so hopefully we get some good views here. See the loops at the bottom. This one starts from the single crochet stitch. That's your easiest one. And single crochet. This one, I hope you can see those on the bottom. So it's easiest just to separate the bottom loop. I did make these a little too tight. Slide the hook in. The next one, take that loop, pull it free, crochet hook up, and the last one, it hooks up with the other single crochet, so it's not bad. Wow, I'm holding this funny now. And we're going to finish off the basket. I'm sad that I have that left, but the basket looks done. Put any more on it, it's going to look silly. So we're going to finish up this side, and to keep it from looking Like you're going from real high. I wouldn't just stop it there because that looks weird. But I have these 2 other stitches here. So I am just going to do 2 slip stitches to finish this off. Remove all our markers. Put them back in the wee drawstring bag. We have some good handles now. Nice deep basket. And here's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna cut this thing off. Oops, that worked. Figure out what to do with that. Maybe another basket. And pulley it through. That's a knot, right? And that lays pretty flat. I'm just gonna pull this through here and there. Then on the inside, go a hook size smaller, makes it easier. Just pull it through. And when I started the bottom, I crocheted over the end, so there's no end in the bottom. And this is not the type of item that you want to wash. So you don't need to do that to this. But if you do want to steam the bottom to lay it flat, you can. This is acrylic. Yep, don't iron it. Don't bleach. 100% polyester. This will melt. So if you get it too hot, it'll melt. That's why I'm saying steam. Nothing hotter than steam. Okay, then we get the end done. I'll do one more. So there's our wee basket. It's pretty strong. Something fun, we can turn the top edge over if we wanted to. Or just pull everything up and have handles. Well, there's our tutorial. You should have a finished project when you're done. Until next time, see ya.